Breaking news. Malaysian patrol boat intercepts a suspected smuggling vessel in a tense midnight standoff near Sabah. But this is just one story in a nightly drama that plays out far from the headlines, where the stakes are as high as the waves themselves. Out here, there are no news alerts or flashing cameras, just the relentless roar of an engine and the icy spray of the Sulu Sea, stinging faces and soaking clothes as the boat slices through the darkness. The night is inky black, broken only by distant stars, and the white foam churning in the boat's wake. Every shadow could be a threat, every glimmer a sign of hope or danger. This is a place where borders are just lines on a map, invisible in the darkness. And tonight those lines are being crossed by desperate men risking everything. The air is thick with diesel and salt, clinging to everything, our clothes, our skin, our hopes. The smell is sharp, a constant reminder of the gamble underway. The men on this boat aren't hardened criminals. They're fishermen, fathers, sons, faces etched with anxiety and exhaustion, eyes darting to the horizon, haunted by uncertainty. Every creak and lurch sends a jolt of fear through the crew. Each sound could mean a hidden reef, a patrol boat, or something worse lurking in the dark. They run without lights, a ghost ship gliding through darkness, invisible to all but the most watchful eyes. Their cargo isn't drugs or weapons, but barrels of subsidized Malaysian diesel, liquid gold in these waters, worth more than fish or even their own safety. Rizal, the captain, scans the horizon for two things: the faint promising lights of the southern Philippines and the dreaded sweep of a patrol boat searchlight. One means a payday that could feed his family for months. The other means capture, ruin, or worse, prison, violence, or vanishing without a trace. Tension is a physical presence. No one speaks. Hand signals and glances are their language, every gesture loaded with meaning and fear. The sea is a formidable enemy, unpredictable, dangerous, and home to pirates and patrols alike. Out here, the water itself can turn against you in an instant. Getting caught means losing everything: the boat, the cargo, and sometimes even your freedom or your life. For these men, this isn't about greed, it's about survival. Their determination is written in every line on their faces, in every photo of loved ones tucked into pockets. Back home, jobs are scarce and fishing yields are falling. The sea that once provided, now, barely sustains. One successful run can pay for a child's education, buy medicine, or simply put food on the table for another month. As the boat pushes deeper into the night, it carries more than fuel. It carries the hopes, fears, and fragile dreams of an entire community left behind on shore. This fragile vessel navigates a sea of danger for a chance at a better life, gambling everything on the promise of dawn and the hope that tonight, luck will be on their side. The Sulu Sea is more than just a stretch of water. It's a vast maritime crossroads, a living artery that pulses between nations and cultures. Its surface is dotted with thousands of islands, each one a world of its own, scattered like emeralds across the turquoise expanse. The sea connects Sabah, Malaysia, with the southern Philippines, forming a space of movement, trade, and exchange that has thrived for centuries, long before modern borders were drawn. Here, people share bloodlines, languages, and a culture that is older and deeper than the lines on any map, a heritage shaped by the tides and the wind. The Bajau Laut, or sea gypsies, have lived nomadically for generations, drifting with the currents and paying little mind to national boundaries that mean little on open water. Coastal communities on both sides of the sea remain remote and underdeveloped, often isolated from the progress seen elsewhere. In Sabah, towns like Semporna and Sandakan serve as gateways to the sea, bustling with activity as boats come and go with the tides. Across the water, life in Tawi-Tawi and Sulu is even more challenging, with communities facing daily struggles just to get by. Many villages lack electricity, clean water, and even the most basic infrastructure, making daily life a constant test of resilience. Fishing is the main livelihood here, but it's unpredictable and tough, with families depending on the sea's changing moods for survival. Boats are lifelines, used for fishing, transport, and sometimes for smuggling goods across invisible borders. Knowledge of the sea is passed down through generations, not through GPS or technology, but through stories, experience, and intuition. This deep inherited local knowledge makes the shadow economy possible, allowing people to move unseen and survive in ways outsiders rarely understand. The people involved are not faceless criminals, they're parents, children, and neighbors, making rational choices in a world of limited options and harsh realities. Their lives are defined by the sea, and for many, smuggling fuel is just another current to navigate, a means of survival in a world that often overlooks them. The illicit trade in subsidized fuel is woven into the fabric of daily life here, a quiet but persistent thread that ties these communities together across the water. The Sulu Sea's shadow economy is built on a simple principle: government policy. Malaysia heavily subsidizes fuel, keeping prices low for its citizens. In Sabah, diesel is sold at a fixed, artificially low price, a huge benefit for locals. But just across the sea, in the southern Philippines, there are no subsidies. Fuel costs 2, 3, even 4 times more. For Filipino fishermen, this high cost is crippling. The price gap turns Malaysian diesel into liquid gold, creating irresistible opportunities for smuggling. The subsidy, meant to help Malaysians, becomes a magnet for a cross-border black market. A simple price gap fuels a dangerous supply chain across an international border. The stark price difference between Sabah and the Philippines is the engine that drives the entire illicit trade across these waters. Every night, as darkness falls over the Sulu Sea, small boats set out, risking everything for a chance at profit. In Sabah, a liter of diesel costs about 50 cents. In the Philippines, it can fetch up to 160. This gap is not just a statistic, it's a lifeline for many, and a temptation too great to ignore. Scale that up to a boatload, and the profit is staggering for people in one of the poorest regions of the Philippines. For many, this trade is the only way to put food on the table or send children to school. For Filipino fishermen, access to cheaper black market fuel means more days at sea, more catches, and ultimately, more income to support their families back home. In these communities, smugglers are seen as essential suppliers, not criminals. They are neighbors, friends, and sometimes even relatives, providing what the formal economy cannot. On the Malaysian side, one successful run can transform a family's life, allowing them to buy necessities, repair homes, or even dream of a better future. But the risk is ever present. Capture means financial ruin, confiscation of boats, and sometimes even jail time. The stakes are incredibly high. It's a high-risk, high-reward cycle fueled by desperation, hope, and the relentless pursuit of survival in a harsh economic landscape. The price gap is more than a number. It's a measure of opportunity and need, a reflection of the invisible border that shapes daily life here. This is the story of survival written in the margins of profit and loss. A tale of two economies, forever linked by the tides and the choices made in the shadows. For many remote Philippine communities, the shadow economy is a lifeline, not a crime. Smuggled fuel powers village generators, lights homes, and keeps fishermen on the water. The trade supports local businesses, women resell fuel, money circulates, and small economies survive. Everyone knows where the fuel comes from, but no one reports it. Smugglers are neighbors, friends, family. Law enforcement faces a dilemma: crack down, and you cut off your own community's lifeline. The lines between provider and criminal blur. A man who brings cheap fuel is a hero, not a villain. The shadow economy is deeply embedded in the social and economic structure. For these communities, it's not a problem to solve. It's a solution they've created. Survival comes before legality. In the Sulu Sea, legal and illegal blur into a gray zone. For generations, people here traded freely across what are now international borders. Smuggling fuel is seen as a modern extension of traditional barter. Most don't see themselves as criminals. They're traders, meeting community needs. Enforcing the law is nearly impossible when the whole community depends on the trade. Patrols that seize fuel aren't just taking contraband, they're taking away livelihoods. Authorities are caught between upholding the law and harming their own people. Here, necessity shapes morality. It's easy to blame poverty or greed, but the real cause is policy. Malaysia's fuel subsidy, meant to help locals, creates a massive price gap at the border. The shadow economy is a direct result of this incentive. Without the price difference, smuggling would vanish overnight. The policy was well-intentioned, but its effects spill over into neighboring regions. Smugglers and communities are rational actors responding to economic signals. The problem isn't the people, it's the policy framework. The shadow economy is a symptom of policy misalignment, not just poverty. The root lies in economic imbalance, not desperation. For years, the response has been more patrols, more arrests, more headlines. But enforcement alone can't stop the trade. So long as the price gap exists, smuggling will continue. Smugglers adapt, find new routes, and the risk only raises prices and danger. Enforcement treats the symptom, not the cause. Real solutions require tackling the policy gap. Malaysia could reform its subsidy, targeting only those who need it. Cross-border cooperation is key: joint development, legal trade, and new opportunities. The shadow economy connects two nations in dysfunction. The challenge is to replace that with a healthy legal relationship. Until policies change, the sea will keep offering its own solution, and the ghost ships will keep sailing in the dark.